Good morning, Peyton. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, buddy. How about you?
Oh, man, I'm here in the South. It's raining, but that's okay. That's what makes Halloween haunting.
That's right. That's right, man. That is right. At least you got all the farm crops out, man. That's what it's all about.
Hey, look, am I seeing high noon on your hat there?
Yes, you mean take it off?
No, 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 no. Dude, not everybody
I'm
understands.
spon-
You're what now?
I'm sponsored by High Noon.
I love it. Then sponsor all away, dude, because I'll tell you what, you couldn't ask for a better little getaway than high noon.
Ain't no doubt, man. Dude, they got me. They got me a cooler. I got all kind of fancy stuff over here, man.
That is so cool. How did you even hook up? I mean, let's give them a good plug. I mean, if they're going to sponsor you and you're on this show, let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Look, hold on. Let me get my bag for you. Hold on. And they got me a nice little fancy box here.
Look at that.
Let's see here, and look at my little High Noon cooler here.
Look, oh my God, dude! They need to be putting those inside these stores and stuff like that, and selling that stuff for Christmas.
Ain't no doubt, man. Dude, I was like a little kid in the candy store when I got this. My wife was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Hey, I was over here freaking pumped up, son. I was like, I think I drank everything that they sent me the first time."
But you know what's really cool about it is it's very refreshing. You can have it on the rocks or you can just pull it right out of the can. And I like
You're
that.
exactly right.
And you know, so many times there's a lot of flavors that don't go good with that aluminum can, but man, it really does.
Yeah. Oh, I love them, man. I tear them up, son. I tear them up.
I just wish they came in bigger cans, you know, like Red Bull and stuff.
I know, right? I know. I'm gonna need them to step it up a little bit. I'm gonna need them to, and 2-liter bottles is what I'm gonna need them to do.
So what has the journey been like for you to be on NBC's The Voice? Because what I love about this show is that the performers come with a story. They come with a connection to music. You have lived the life.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. It's been, like I said, man, it's been the most incredible thing I've ever done, man. Like, just the relationships and the friendships, and what I couldn't get over was just how organized they are, man. Dude, it's incredible to see. You look up and you got 300 workers out there doing their job, man. It's just fascinating to be a part of it, man. It's just incredible.
Which is the very reason that I wish that a lot of these rock venues or even country music venues or whatever venues would let us go in when they're building the stage, because all of those people involved make that 2-hour moment happen.
Absolutely, man, dude. And like you said, man, there's people that you'll never see on TV that, I mean, they deserve all the credit, man. They're busting their butts from 3 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock the next morning. It's awesome, man. I mean, they put some work into it. Now, like I said, I'm just glad to be a small piece of the puzzle in it, man. It's
I think the hero to me at a lot of shows, the person that's up on the catwalk. Because where do they get the confidence to be that far above people?
Absolutely, man, dude. It's nuts. You're exactly right.
When you reach that point where you've got several tour buses and you've got like many semis that are carrying your stage forward, are you going to have a relationship with all 300 of those people?
Man, absolutely, man. And I'm an assistant basketball coach, so I know how important relationships is, man. Like I said, relationships are everything, man. Because look, at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, you can have all these prized possessions and everything, man, but it's the relationships that carry you through life, and that's what lasts a lifetime. So that's a huge part of who I am, and just I'm a relationship kind of guy, and I respect people for what they do, man. I just love it.
Let's talk about being a basketball coach, because as a martial artist, the many things that I learned in class when it comes to the mind, body, and soul, I utilize in the everyday world. Do you teach your students the same thing? There are going to be things on this court you're going to learn that you can use out there.
Absolutely, man. It's just life lessons. When we tell them all the time, and I actually work for my brother, who's the head basketball coach, Wesley Aldridge, and I will say, man, what's is I played sports, and at the time, I never really understood the big picture of what the coach was trying to do. And I just thought it was about the wins and losses. And then really once my brother took over the program and I actually started being a part of that, then you realize, man, it's literally sports are so great in a way because it teaches you life lessons. It's just like having a boss one day. If you don't do what your boss tells you to do, guess what? You're gone.
Yeah.
And as far as being a coach, man, it's just you can be a role person or a father figure, I would say, to these kids. You don't know what's going on at home, and just for you to be there for them and they trust you. I mean, that's what it's all about, man. It's having that trust and bond with the kids and let them know that you're gonna be there with them through anything they got, man. And that's what it's all about.
One of the things that I learned as an instructor for martial arts is the fact that I always called it the under the breath talk, where you walk up to them and go, "Come on, dude, let it go, come on, I know where your mind is, let it go." And they need that leadership where somebody is going to support them.
They do. You're exactly right. Yeah. Exactly right.
Do you see that as God working through you to reach them? Because I mean, you're very active in that world as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man, dude. I mean, I think the whole point of us being on this earth is to serve God, and just spread the love and spread the joy and just try to be the best person you can be, and I think that's what that carries you further in life than anything you do, man. Whether you're successful or not successful, that depends on what you see as successful, man. And my whole thing is I'm just trying to reach somebody, make everybody's day, man. I'm trying to make everybody not have a bad day. I'm trying to make everybody get up and just have fun, man. That's what it's all about. You ain't promised tomorrow, and it's just, man, you got to make the best of what you got, man.
Well, we don't meet too many GFKs, grandfather kids. I'll tell you that, because you're. Right. I think you guys get away with a little bit more than a regular PK,
Ain't no doubt.
Well, we do have something in common, and that is that we had men come into our lives that treated us like real children, and that father in my life became the leader of my soul. I mean, what was that experience like for you? Because there's a lot of broken families that are still trying to come together, but there's that other guy. Oh, he's with my mom. Let him be a father.
That's right, man. And like, I don't have any hard feeling towards my real dad at all. Like, he knows he's messed up with me and my brothers. And I mean, I respect him for knowing that, and just, I mean, I talk to him like I should? No, I don't. But my stepfather, Rodney Lamb, man, like I said, he was literally an angel sent from above. And man, for him to come in here, and actually we wrote a song about it. It's called Daddy.
Wow.
It's one of those songs. It's just incredible, man. It's just, I'm glad to be able to pay my respect and dues back to him for being able to do what he did for us. Like I said, he had 4 kids of his own, and he was in his mid-50s, and he didn't have to take 3 boys in.
That's it.
3 young I mean, just to see that and the respect, and it just means a lot. He's everything to me.
Yeah, my dad came with 3, and then what he did, instead of going out and buying a new house, we built the house. All of us kids were up on that roof. We were putting shingles on, ripping down houses to get wood and all that kind of stuff. Oh my God! But yet today, I understand it.
Absolutely, man. You're exactly right, man. It's been a blessing, and for somebody to just as a young boy, and I was young, I mean, at 3 years old, I mean, I mean, you know what's going on, but you don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. But to see, man, how you're supposed to treat a wife and how to be a husband and how to be a father, man, that's gonna last with me forever. Yeah. And that's why I hate to see broken homes, but I mean, there's always can be a positive out of something, and it's just how you make it. And I'm just proud that he had a great impact on me, and it's a blessing, man. I'm very fortunate for what he did for us.
Well, you take the word and you activate it. And when you talk about broken homes, listeners need to understand that you also help people repair their homes. Dude, that's a big heart.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, that's just coming straight from the heart, man. And that's the fact, man. It's just the truth that, like I said, you can have a broken home, but man, you just got to find something good in it. And I know every broken home is not a good situation. And of course, no one wants a broken home. And, because especially with kids and stuff involved, you don't want that, but man, you just got to make the most out of it and be the best you can be.
What are the young adults thinking these days? Because I work with a lot of young adults, and I try to talk to them about the real world and conditions of what is happening globally with the different decision makers and stuff like that. They're not talking. Are you running into that same thing?
Man, I kind of, which me and my wife, we're young. I'm like I said, man, and when you look at the numbers, what you see is that not all relationships last, you know what I mean? The numbers are very small, and then you got all this other stuff going on in the world, man. But me and my wife try to be just the best we can be, and we don't get into politics. Mm-hmm. We don't get into nothing, man, because I think that politics and even religion for that sake, and I'm a Christian and I'm a Baptist, I think that when you start getting into getting into politics and getting religion, all you do is persuading people to go this way, this route, man. And I think it's just big turmoil. And I think that, I mean, it's just one of those conversations that I feel like you kind of, I mean, stand up for what you believe 100%, but I feel like you shouldn't push nothing on anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, because my pastor, Stephen Furtick at Elevation, will always tell us, sometimes all you have to do is just wear your Christianity. You don't have to say anything, just wear it.
That's right, man. People can see read your body and how you live your life to know what kind of person you are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I got to tell you something, Peyton, and you blew me away when you did More Than Words from Extreme. The group Extreme was in my studio in the 90s, and they sang that song to us live on the radio. Yes, they did.
That's awesome, man. It was, and when I first, in which I'm terrible when it comes to when someone says a title or something, I'm like, what in the world am I saying? When we got the thing about saying we're singing More Than Words by Extreme, and the woman was looking at me, I said, I'm going to be completely honest with you. You got to play it because I don't know what the heck this song is. you got to play it because that stuff don't register. I'm like, I got to hear, man. I mean, my reading comprehension and all this other stuff ain't very good. But I was like, I've got to be able to hear this stuff. I can't go by titles. But when I heard it, man, I was like, oh, yeah, I've heard the song. It's a great song, man. Great song.
Well, see, and that's what, that's one thing I've learned about music these days. It's like it's faceless, and the title, we're not remembering it. But yet when we hear it, it takes us back to that moment. And I've always wondered, what is the next step for musicians as the leaders of their own promotion teams and stuff like that? How do we plant that seed so that people can care? Because we rely on those listeners to carry it forward for us.
Absolutely, man. I just think that, for me personally, I think a song, which, today's music is not what I feel like me and you consider great music. Mm-hmm. It's just all about what the listeners want, and really about what you want to do, and just really how you want to tell your story. I mean, I've had people tell me that's been in the business for years, and they just said, man, stick true to who you are, and that's about all you can do, man.
Yeah, they always,
don't chase that fame, chase that trend. Don't do all this stuff. He said, if you chase the trend's going, you ain't gonna never.
That is so true. They always say, I don't sit down to write a hit song. I just do what I'm told in that moment of now.
Absolutely, man. And dude, and like I said, man, I've got hooked up with some of the best writers in the world, man, and they've changed my life, man. Just to see people, I've never done co-writing ever in my life until I got to and once I started going to Nashville, man, I got hooked up with a guy named Will Rambo and Cherie Austin. I want to give a shout out to them. And I don't know if you know who Will Rambo is, but pretty much Roy Orbison. You know Roy Orbison.
Yeah.
Pretty much took my buddy Will Rambo in and brought him to Nashville. And like I said, he's the top hit maker today. And Cherie Austin, and she's a huge hit maker. She wrote cuts for Blake Shelton, George Strait, and all them people, man. I love it. I absolutely love songwriting.
Peyton, that's the side of the radio industry that a lot of listeners don't understand. There used to be a time when we were on the air, we wrote down who wrote the song. We had to keep a log of that kind of stuff for ASCAP BMI. These days, they have computers to do that. I think that's one of the missing things that's happening, because even the people on the air don't know the writers of the songs.
And the thing about it is, and I think that's a big part of. I mean, I feel like I'm very loyal, man. And the thing about it is, I wouldn't be here or be in my spot if it wasn't for people pushing me. So why leave out the people that's pushing me to be the best I can be? Even every song that we write together, man, I promise you, you're always going to hear from me. I promise you. You're going to know who the songwriter is, and I promise you, they'll never get left out, because, I mean, if it wasn't for the song, everything starts with the song. I don't care what no one says. It starts with the song and the writers behind it, man. And the thing about it is, I feel like they get left out all the time. And I don't know, I couldn't do what I do without them. So I just want to give them a shout out, and that's how it's always going to be for me. I mean, they're always going to.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, and we need more people like a Brandy Carlisle, who's done that documentary on Tanya Tucker, where we were taken behind the scenes and stuff. We need more of that.
Absolutely. People enjoy that stuff better, man. I mean, it's because it's the raw deal, and I think that's what the listeners and the viewers want to see.
So are you filming anything? I mean, this is that day of Instagram and TikTok.
Oh man, yeah. Which I'm not a technology guru by any. I'm telling you, man, I am. I guess you consider me old school when it comes to stuff like that. And no, man, I've been putting videos out on TikTok and trying to get on all that stuff, just to kind of help me out a little bit. But no, I enjoy it, and I just love seeing different artists and different people that you might not hear on the radio that are just as good and talented, and it's just, I think that for me, it's pretty cool just to be able to see people share their music. I mean, the thing about it is, it's so easy to put your stuff out there, and it's just, and why not take advantage of that?
You bring up a very interesting point there, because one of the reasons why I enjoy listening to Sirius XM is because they have a channel that'll play the top 5 of all the different streaming channels, and I'll land on the TikTok channel, and I have no idea who any of these artists are.
I didn't even know they did that. How cool is that?
Yeah,
you blew my mind. I didn't know they did that.
And what it does is it introduces the world to people like yourself, sir.
Yep, absolutely, man. That's what I'm saying, man. It's just, and back in the day, I mean, you had to go to the labels or go wherever you had to go, hand these people your music, and which I think is still so cool, because people load up in their cars, whatever, back and go to the labels and drop their music off. And now, man, the labels can just pick you up from seeing stuff that you put on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can do it from your, it's just, there's always a positive and negative to social media. And I try to stay, like I said, I try to stay off all the political stuff. And but no, I think there's so much positive towards technology.
I would rather have a conversation over what style of barbecue you have rather than talking about politics.
Hey, absolutely. I don't get into it. It's a losing battle, man. It's a losing.
Are you going to do any of what I call the Patsy Cline radio tour? Because I mean, that's one of the things that I really love about being in the radio industry is when the artist comes in and they do a private session for listeners, as well as just to help promote their music.
Oh, absolutely, man. If I get that opportunity, you better believe I'll do it, man. I'd rather be in face-to-face anyways and just be raw. I love that. I love that part of the game.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, because I met Dan and Shay when they were like, hey, here are these guys. They're promoting this song, and their name is Dan and Shay. And I go, what? What is a Dan and Shay? And then look at them now.
Man, that guy can sing, son. He can sing, bro.
Oh my God! So what is your website where listeners can come and give you lots of love and start giving you a lot of push on your sound? And are you doing any merchandise? I know you got the High Noon. Are you going to do some merchandise with High Noon?
Oh, absolutely, man. I've got a what's the name of? I'm terrible with technology. You can go to my Instagram bio. My Instagram is the Peyton Aldridge, and I've got a link in my description. It's got all my merch and all that good stuff on there. And of course, I got Facebook, the Peyton Aldridge as well, Peyton Aldridge Music, and all that good stuff. The only thing I don't know how to work is the Twitter bird, man. I can't. I hadn't figured that bird thing out yet, so I stayed off of things.
Well, when you come to Charlotte, we got to get together for lunch, all right, man? So we can have a face-to-face.
I would love to, buddy. I would love to.
Well, you be brilliant today, okay, sir?
Absolutely. Tune in and watch it tonight, man. It's gonna be a fun show.